Hello there. So today I'm going to be talking about natural birth and how my natural birth was successful, I guess, or how, I don't know, in my opinion, I felt that it was easy. Like in the moment I was sort of panicking, but now that I look back on it, it wasn't that bad. And just sort of my tips on natural birth and how to have the best natural birth possible, I guess. What you can do yourself to have a natural birth, or like a good experience with natural birth, or I hope that you do. So these are the things that I did to have a good natural birth, I guess, or like a smooth natural birth. I don't know, I thought that my labor was really fast. It was my second baby though, so I don't know if that played a part in it. So yeah, I'll just get right into what I did. So what I did was, my number one thing was prayer. I prayed a lot about my birth because I was really like anxious and I was scared, and there was sort of that fear of birth, and I just knew that whatever happened, it was in the Lord's hands, and He was in ultimate control of the birth and my labor and just everything. So I just prayed a lot for my birth, and I just asked that, you know, He would bless me with a smooth natural birth, that He would sustain me and strengthen me and help me through it. So yeah. And my tip number 2, I have like 8 tips, so 8 tips, natural birth. Now tip number 2 is staying active. I have a toddler, so I was pretty active with him. I did a lot of stretching. Do like a yoga video or make up your own stretch routine. I have my own little stretch routine, and that seems to help a lot. And yeah, just stretching, lots of stretching. Towards the end, I would try to stretch every single day for 10 minutes. And I would go on walks, like 20 to 30 minute walks. And towards the end, that was like my only exercise, was going on walks. I wasn't, like with my last pregnancy, my first one, I was like lifting 5-pound dumbbells, and I would go on walks too. But this time around, I just mostly walked. And then I would also do lots of deep squats. You know, the squats where they say to just sit there. I will put in a picture right here. The squat looks very awkward, but I would squat down a lot with Eli. And just squat a lot. Just stay, like if you have to bend down to get something, bend down in that squat and grab it and then come back up. I wouldn't do like repetitions of squats, like in my second trimester I would, but towards the end I would just do that deep squat constantly, like multiple times a day, just sit in that deep squat. My third thing that I did was raspberry leaf tea. I would have 2 cups of raspberry leaf tea a day. Like right after my water broke, I had my son like within an hour, and I think that probably the raspberry leaf tea helped me dilate faster, or I don't know. That's kind of what I am assuming, just because there's studies on it and stuff. So yeah, raspberry leaf tea. During my first trimester, I would just have 1 cup. As I went on, I would have, my second trimester I had 2 cups, and then my third trimester I would have 2 or 3 cups depending on how much I wanted to pee that day. Just kidding. And my fourth thing that I did was, when I hit 36 weeks, I started to eat lots of dates, and I would eat 6 dates a day. And if I missed hitting the 6 dates, then I wouldn't like freak out. Like I would just try to eat 6 dates a day during my third, or towards the last couple weeks. And I had my son at 38 weeks in 2 days. So I mean, I only ate dates for like 2 weeks in a row. My 5th tip is to educate yourself. This is like really important. This is like one of the first things I started to do, was just educate myself. So the first book I recommend is this one, The Mama Natural Guide to Pregnancy by Genevieve Howland. I think that's how you say her name. But yeah, she's very well known here on YouTube, and she has her own website and everything. But this one is a good investment, I believe. Like I'm going to be reading this like for my preceding pregnancies too. Or is that the right word? For my next pregnancies. But I don't plan on being pregnant for like another 5 years, so because I'm only 20. And then the next book that I really recommend is the Ina May's Guide to Natural Childbirth. This one. That's Caleb over there. I just want to keep talking because I want to get this video done. But yeah, so these 2 books I think are the only books you need. I borrowed the Bradley Method book from my doula, but I did read that one, and that one was really informative on how your body, the process of labor, but I didn't really, like I kind of took information from that book, but not really. But these ones were the ones that mostly helped me. And also too, as you're reading through these, anything that stands out to you, I would tell Caleb like certain things that stood out to me, just so he could be informed, because I knew that I wanted him at the birth, and he was going to be helping me through it, so I would just tell him stuff too. And and another thing that I'd use to educate myself was YouTube. Just videos like this, like personal experiences on birth and what other people did. So another thing I did was for number 6, this one, it's like I don't know, some people, okay, I'll just say what it is. So number 6 is get a doula. Doulas can be expensive if you're willing to invest in a doula. I think that it's possible to go through natural birth without a doula, of course, but you need someone there that is going to support you through your labor and delivery. I think that getting a doula made me have more confidence for both me and Caleb. I mean, if you can afford one, then get a doula. Number 7 is a supportive husband, or if you're not married, then a supportive like friend, or if you have a mom, or just anybody who is going to support you and be there for you for labor. Like, so I know that the doula is supposed to be there for like labor support, but if you think about it, the doula knows birth. She's very educated in birth techniques on how to get through natural birth, and then your husband or birth partner knows you and knows your personality, and those two combined really work well, from what I've heard. But if you watched my birth story, you know that my doula wasn't present during my birth, but yeah, just go watch that video and you'll see what I mean. So what I was saying, like, is as you're going through these books, tell your supportive husband or supportive partner certain things that stand out to you, or better yet, read them together if you can. Number 8 is kind of just like my tips for during labor, what helped me to cope. I don't want to say cope, but just to be in labor. So is letting go and trusting the process. Like, your body knows what it's doing. So just like completely let go and do not freak out. And also visualization helps, is to imagine like waves and stuff, like to feel the peak and like let it wash over you. Yeah. And also another thing that helped that me progress really fast through labor was going pee a lot. If you watch my birth story, you know that I was in the bathroom the whole time, and I was just peeing basically the whole time. I was like off and on the toilet most of my labor. So just pee a lot when you're in labor. Do a lot of moving. When I was in my active phase of labor, I was just like doing a lot of this. Like, I was kind of moving a lot during that part. And I was leaning over and moving my hips, and I was sitting on the toilet most of the time. So yeah, just move around, but at the same time, listen to your body. I was moving so much because I was listening to my body and listening to what my body wanted me to do, basically. Yeah, that is it for my how to have a natural birth. So yeah, I hope that these tips help you. I wish you the best for your natural birth. These tips did help me, so I hope they help you. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Okay, bye.